Thank you for waiting. I understand that the President of the Council has already told you about the format that we agree to conduct the business tomorrow. So I think that what he said represents the decision of the Council, so I don't have much to say.
Do you want an open meeting?
I think that my preference is to have a closed meeting because of I think that the main objective of tomorrow's meeting is to get a briefing from Ambassador Gambari. And also the main objective, or the common objective of all Security Council members is to support Ambassador Gambari's process. So my preference is that we should not have a format which might make Ambassador Gambari feel uncomfortable. That's my concern. So that's why I think that probably in the informals would be better for him to speak more frankly, and also for Council members to have an exchange in a more frank way.
Is there a broader concern about sort of what the future holds, about the Security Council sort of moving inch by inch into getting greater involvement in Myanmar, and sort of China has to figure out where you sort of draw the line?
I don't think so. I think that there are problems there in Myanmar. I think Ambassador Gambari's mission is to help a process where we can find a way to solve these problems. And also I believe that the international community and also the neighbors and also in a way China, we want to see that that country achieve stability and achieve democracy, achieve good governance, achieve a better way of life for its people. These are our common objectives. But what is the best way to help them?
Ambassador, given the events of last week in Burma, would China oppose a weapons embargo in Burma?
I think that we have not discussed on that yet. I think the important thing is that we have to express our concern through different ways to let the government down there understand that they have to handle this situation very carefully.
Mr. Ambassador, two questions. First, out of tomorrow's meeting, the Secretary General himself has raised the possibility of future action by the Security Council. What kind of things could you envision the Council doing? And then I have another question about China. I
think the best action the Council can take and has taken is to support the Secretary General's initiative and support Ambassador Gambari's mission.
And my second question is, your foreign ministry put out a statement today sort of praising both sides in talking to each other, and also mentioning the importance of restoring calm. But the statement did not mention the fate of all of the thousands of people who are still detained and who are being rounded up, and the people who have been killed. And I wondered whether this was still a concern of China's.
I think that, first of all, that the last few days, when we see that there has been, first of all, the government of Myanmar agreed for Ambassador Gambari's visit. And also we have seen that during the visits that there are several rounds of discussions between Ambassador Gambari and the authorities there, and also between Ambassador Gambari and Aung San Suu Kyi. I think that these are good efforts on part of Ambassador Gambari, and also I would say that it's a good effort on part of the authorities to allow this to take place, to have an exchange of views between Ambassador Gambari and different parties down there. So that's why we praise these efforts from both sides. And also I think we have a concern. We want the government there to handle this issue with great care. So I think this implies many things. Yeah.
Ambassador, given the recent events that have taken place, I know earlier this year China was opposed to a Security Council resolution. Given what we've seen lately, what's the thinking in terms of your government of maybe supporting a resolution if the Americans were to reintroduce it?
I think the position of China on the issue of Myanmar has not changed, basically for two reasons. Number one is that as far as the Security Council mandate is concerned, the Security Council is in charge of any threat to international peace and security. But I think as far as the Myanmar situation is concerned, I don't think that the Council, or most of the members in the Council, agree that the situation down there, it's a problem. There are crises, but this does not constitute a threat in the Charter definition that to the region and to the international peace and security. Therefore, we feel that, basically speaking, that this issue does not belong to the Security Council, but the Council can play a role to help the Secretary General's efforts Secondly, I think there are problems there in Myanmar, but these problems still, we believe, are basically internal. A solution for the Myanmar issue has to be found by the Myanmars themselves, between the government and different parties. No international imposed solution can help the situation.
If ASEAN says, as the Singaporean did say a couple of days ago, that it is a regional problem, would you be convinced that it's regional?
I've read the statement very carefully. Of course, for the ASEANs, they feel that the situation, the problem in Myanmar will doing damage to the credibility of ASEAN. So I think this is a statement. I don't think they say that the problem there constitute a threat to the peace for the other 9 ASEAN members.
As a neighboring country, as China's neighboring country, what can you exercise to the government there apart from talking to them? What do you think you can do as a great neighbor?
I think that talking is important, because by talking, engage with them, and you try to discuss the issue with them and try to provide advice that will be constructive for improvement of the situation.
And do you think your talking has the heaviest weight?
No, I don't think. I think every member states in the world are equally important. But in this regard, I think that the role played by the Secretary General, by his Special Envoy, and also I believe that the ASEAN members have an important role to play, because they are close to the country, so they feel